See if I have anything to talk about at the beginning.
Yeah, whose birthday, who died, what was released.
I have good news.
Oh, okay, good.
You know what? No, I do have one.
All right.
I was going to say I don't have one, but I do.
All right. Well, then let's get this thing started.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
Count Frankenstein.
My son, would you destroy that which I, your father, dedicated his life to creating? What if it had another brain?
Whose brain?
Your brain.
Power! What good is a brain without eyes to see?
I warned you that you might regret this action.
Well, we've warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein
You
Minute.
gonna leave the clap?
You've
been warned.
You've been warned. Hey, fuckers, you've been warned. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Right off the bat.
Yeah, you've been
We
warned.
should just put it in the theme.
Yeah.
Igor just say, "Fuck you!"
Fuck you.
Actually, we could get
Operation Fuck You.
We could get Martin Landau saying "fuck you" in Bela Lugosi voice.
Yeah, we could just take it out.
Do the intro already, will you?
What am I supposed to
I
say?
don't. Who knows?
It's the podcast that, I don't know, dissects
Now I can't even say that part.
Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I don't know. I guess I'm Tom Lang.
And I'll be Bill Evenson, and you join us for minute 38 of Universal's 1942 film All New Thrills. Remember Tomorrow. Or what is it?
There is always tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow.
Can you imagine if that was it actually got released with that title?
I seem to think, and I swear I'm having deja vu. I seem to think it's There Is Always Tomorrow, which is even worse.
Isn't that what I said? There is always tomorrow.
Instead of, I feel like There's Always Tomorrow sounds a little more like a...
I said there is always tomorrow.
There is always tomorrow, yeah. And
can you imagine?
Anyways,
can you imagine?
that would be awesome. Because then we wouldn't have to worry about stuff like we just talked about last week about does the title refer to or whatever. Who cares what it refers to? And you join us on February 8th or 9th, depending on
when you get this.
When you get this. And if you haven't listened till Saturday, the 10th, that's Lon Chaney Jr.'s birthday. He was born in 1906, so he is now 127. No, that can't be right. 117 or something like that. Yeah. 118. 118
years old.
Also,
118 years young.
Yes, and Murders in the Rue Morgue was released in 1932 on February 10th. Are you a fan?
So it's not all good news.
It's not all good news.
Parts of it, yes. Most of it, no.
I'm stymied by that. I don't know if there's anything to add to that.
Okay.
If you watch that movie, if you watch the first 10 minutes of that movie, you're like, man, did they know how to make movies in 1932? There's some weird shit in it, but you're like, wow, this is a great movie, and then it just
falls completely apart.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
That's one of those movies where they did a re-edit to make it better somehow.
Yeah,
I've never bothered to watch it because how much better could it be?
They shuffled the scenes around, and I know on YouTube there was, I don't know if there still is, where somebody put them back the way they were.
It's on the Blu-ray. It's on the Eureka version.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's right. It is.
Yeah, but I never bothered to watch it.
Because I know I've seen it. And okay.
Yeah.
Sure, if you say so.
Like my problems with that movie aren't that the plot didn't make sense.
Yeah, that's really low on the list.
Yeah, fixing it would be saying the film broke and this is the only copy and we only have the first 10 minutes and we can talk about what a great film.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so that's out of the way.
Phew.
We join our already scheduled film in progress.
Frankenstein already in progress.
Minute 38 of All New Thrills. I wrote this down right away. It's the first thing I noted, and I don't remember if this is the first thing that happens, but Ludwig slams a big switch in this place to turn on the...
Oh, that's a little bit later.
Oh, okay, you go first.
He's still gazing at Junior lying on the table, whether it's Chaney or not. Again, I'm not sure.
I didn't look, and I didn't notice the restraints.
It probably is, but whatever. All of a sudden, just gets super excited, calls for Bomer. Which,
it's a great thing, because we were talking about how absurd it would be to imagine, at the end of last week, to imagine Cedric Hardwicke raising his voice and here he is yelling.
And also reinforces our theory that
it kind of has two gears. Completely, I just woke up, or
Bomer, Dr. Bomer.
Yes, just yelling. Because I think he yelled another time, didn't he?
He has, and I think he will again.
Maybe he does later.
That reinforces our theory that Bomer's room is just off the laboratory.
Oh yeah,
because he's calling for him.
He's calling for him from the bedside. He can hear me from here.
Yeah, and that's when Ludwig starts firing up the lab equipment.
And it's kind of cool that he slams something place. Bang. Yeah, I didn't notice it until this time that he really kind of gives it a good
metallic. Yeah,
it's like we talked about what did they call it? A kill switch? Not a kill switch.
The knife switch.
Knife switch. There you go. It's not that, but it's similar, like a big, almost like a
lever.
Like a what do you have? I always forget the name of this thing. Everyone has one in their house, and it's not a fuse box.
The circuit breakers.
Circuit breaker. Those boom, big, satisfying switches.
Yep.
And then that starts the sound of Frankenstein, which, as we all know, is. And Igor wakes up and he's like, "Are someone watching Frankenstein?
Someone making a Frankenstein?
Someone's making a Frankenstein." Yeah, I smell Frankenstein. Yep, you would.
Oh, you would smell. The smell of Frankenstein in the morning. Smells like victory.
There you go. Perfect. All right. And in this case, that works perfectly, actually.
Yes.
Because that's what he'd been trying to push for.
Yep. Wakes up clutching his horn. And
which is funny.
Who hasn't woken up
clutching their horn?
At least as a teenager.
Yeah, I have nothing to say.
Okay. In the script.
Oh boy.
There's a whole scene that's cut.
Okay. Can we wait on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it comes here at this point in the story.
Well, then let's not wait on that. This is why I brought this book. It's page 75, and I was going to propose, since I do such a great Hardwick and you do such a great Lugosi as Igor.
But who's going to do
that? You do Igor, and I inexplicably now have to do Bomer. But that's all there is. Yeah, so I'll do my best Bomer. Interior wardroom, medium shot, night.
Igor is lying on the bed, awake, but apparently in a semi-stupor as Bomer comes into him. Yeah. His unexpected appearance has a revivifying, love that word.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Has a revivifying effect on Igor, who half rises and looks at Bomer with a startled expression. Camera moves in closer.
You're not hurt, but I think you have been unconscious from the gas the doctor uses to stupefy unruly patients.
Igor nods in understanding.
I have been making inquiries in the village. You are the man who accompanied the maniac.
He inclines his head towards the patient.
Towards the passage.
Oh, towards the passage.
Which is odd.
Yeah.
Towards the patient makes more sense. Oh, I see. You accompanied the maniac. Yeah. I have seen the body of the young doctor. You come from the village of Frankenstein. I'm not even trying to do his voice.
That's fine.
You have to do it, though. From the village of Frankenstein. So the maniac is the monster his father created.
Frankenstein told you that?
Bomer, shaking his head. No.
Igor sits up, swinging his feet to the floor.
Which is cute.
Yeah. Bomer pulls a chair up, sits down, facing Igor. You are his assistant?
Bomer, bitterly. You can call it that if you wish. I used to be master. He sat at my feet and listened.
Igor smiling. And now?
I made a mistake. I was betrayed, dishonored.
Igor smiles shrewdly at the embittered Bomer. He knows it would not be hard to rally Bomer away from Frankenstein if any material consideration was involved.
How do you write a movie script?
Not like that.
Mean? Like, why? How do you act that?
Not like that anymore, but hey.
Yeah.
Where is Frankenstein?
He's in the surgery, and I hear the dynamos humming.
Igor springs suddenly to his feet, which I would love to have seen.
Yeah. Sure. But Lugosi ain't sprung to anything in a while.
In 30 years. He has the monster. He may do him some harm. Quick, take me there. Igor and Bomer exit hurriedly.
That's all I wanted to say. Yeah. I think it was worth it. You went along with it, I think, because I'm assuming you agree.
Yeah.
It is a completely different dimension in it.
Absolutely.
As usual, it adds a bit of flavor to stuff we're going to see later.
Yep. No, I wish it would have been included.
I agree. Yep. It would make a good inclusion. And here instead we just get Bomer.
Yeah. And then Igor sits up.
This is what we see. Igor has a bedroom. He's been given a bedroom.
Well,
he's got a glass next to the bed. Like you said, he's gripping his horn, or clutching his horn.
Clutching his horn.
He fell asleep with his horn in his hand.
Again, who hasn't?
There's a glass pitcher and 2 glasses on the nightstand, and one of the glasses has a spoon in it. So Igor had some Ovaltine before bed or something.
Or some emergency or something like that, yeah.
But what we see here is, in fact, Bomer and Igor enter through different doors.
Different doors, yeah.
So Igor's bedroom is on the left and Bomer's is on the right. I have a thought on this.
I don't think it's a bedroom. I think Igor is in the ward.
Recovery ward.
Yeah. But anyway, what's your theory?
Actually, there would be recovery ward now I think about it. But you could see that Frankenstein would need a recovery ward for his patients.
Right.
Kettering's probably in one, not recovering.
Not recovering. Yeah, and there's no mistaking the Strickfaden sound of a Frankenstein being cooked up.
That's right.
So Igor
nothing better.
Bolts awake.
So I do notice, though, when you see them come in through the different doors, both doors look amazingly sturdy.
Yeah.
They've got a big lock. You know, it looks like the equivalent of just like the bolt that you'd have on a hotel room door, but
like
pretty solid.
10 times bigger.
Way bigger, yeah. You know, but it appears as if Bomer just walks through his, so his isn't bolted.
Yeah.
Whereas clearly Igor's is.
Yeah.
So that maybe tells me something about the geography, that off of this room, that's the only locked door between Frankenstein and his patients, and you know what his patients are.
That's right. You can see as Bomer enters through his door, there is a bed in the background.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's either his room or another ward, but why would that door not be locked if it is part of another ward? So my guess is it's his room.
I see no reason to think that Bomer has ever left this room.
Yeah, in his life, since he made that fatal mistake.
He made that fatal mistake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ludwig said, well, you can stay here.
Stay here, I don't know.
There's a big lock on the door. And
yep. He enters ready for action because he's got his smock on already, all buttoned up.
Yeah, that's true.
Looking spiffy and sharp in his lab coat. And
you know, I never pointed this out in the last 2 minutes, but Ludwig's smock, and I assume Bomer's as well, it has buttons up the shoulder side, only on one side.
Yeah.
And there are a few shots in the last so go to the last couple of minutes, where the button that's right on the side of Ludwig's neck is prominently, it's just in the light. Catches the light. And it made me think it's kind of cool because it's similar to a bolt on his neck,
okay, sure.
But it didn't seem to be. It's also hard to, point out one frame and
right.
Go back and look at frame number 182.
Both Pretorius and Henry wear similar gear in Bride.
It's very effective. It tells you it tells you a lot without having to tell you a lot.
I don't know if
it's show don't tell.
If it's what Henry wears in Frankenstein, or if he's got the one that ties in the back.
I'm almost certain it ties in the back.
Yeah, I think in Frankenstein it does, but in Bride they do have they're
right in. Tell us what they wear in Bride.
They're known primarily as like a dentist.
Okay, yeah.
What is it, Doctor? You've changed your mind.
Yes. That's the next thing he says.
Yeah.
So I wrote this actually because I looked for this. I don't know if it's ADR, but what you just said is said off screen.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. You can often tell because it'll have a slight different tonal quality to it.
And I agree. I don't hear that here, but I also don't see them saying it. And I do like the idea of them inserting it. If they did insert it, it's a good insertion because you do want Bomer to say something. Because we talked about this, the beginning of this block. 2 weeks ago we talked about this. Bomer's shaking his head and walking away. That's the last we saw of him.
He's like, I can't have any part of this.
Yep. And now he's like, let's do this. So the first thing he says should be this. It should be, you've changed your mind because...
You're not going to dissect him?
If you're just calling me in to do the dissection, we've already talked about that.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
And Ludwig, it's funny, he's just not at all interested in discussing why he's done a major about-face on bringing a gigantic death monster to life. Yeah. Get the high-frequency leads. Is that the next thing he says? Something about the high-frequency leads.
Well, you see Igor pop up in the window.
That happens later.
Pops up in the window and starts banging on it, but it's barely audible.
It's not. I didn't hear it at all.
Very, very, very.
I hear
faint.
him say Frankenstein.
Yeah,
but not the banging.
Hear the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very faint.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. So I was going to say, you would think in real life, especially if you're in a room with the intense noise and you're inside that room.
Strickfaden stuff. Yeah.
If you're at Kenneth Strickfaden's house,
you're
and
not
he's showing you his stuff, you are going to hear someone banging on a window, but you're not going to hear them yell your name through that window. There's no way.
I don't think you'll hear.
You may not also hear.
I don't think you'll hear either.
I'll concede that you may hear neither.
If you're in that room, that stuff's got to be loud as fuck.
I said it wrong. I completely concede you may absolutely hear neither. Yeah. But you're way more likely to hear the banging than a guy yelling.
Yeah.
Because the yelling is going to bounce off the window.
If
you're banging on the door, some of that sound is going to
reverberate through the window. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yes. Attach the high frequency leads to the terminal electrodes, and Bomer knows exactly what that means, and it starts right in.
Right, and
because how often does that happen?
Yeah. Okay, so let's back up for a second. Okay, so first I looked at what are high-frequency leads, and then I Googled it, and it's not even remotely interesting.
Not a thing.
There are some kind of leads. Leads are basically wires in, the
Well,
cables.
that's exactly what he has, is big, thick cables.
And that's what he then does, is grab these big, thick cables and bring them over and start to, you said it, what was it? Attach them to the terminal electrodes.
Terminal electrodes.
And this is a bit out of order now because he doesn't do this until later, but he then hooks the leads to the terminal electrodes, which are the bolts on Junior's neck.
Yeah.
So is this the first time anyone has actually said that's what these
those are electrodes?
I don't know if anybody's ever actually said that, but when would they have said it?
But they're always referred to as such in everything.
Now?
Well, in books and anybody talking about it that knows what they're talking about.
The people call them bolts.
Well, right.
People who know what they're talking about.
But people, those are the
you just restricted it to like 8 people.
Right. Because, they're always called electrodes in books. William K. Everson is the first one I recall as a kid.
That might come from this, I guess. I don't know if the word electrode has appeared in the films.
Igor frantically shouts through the door for Frankenstein, who lets him in.
But
as Bomer does attach the high-frequency leads to the terminal electrodes.
I gotta say, when he's yelling through the window, his teeth do look kind of messed up.
A little bit.
When I do these notes, sometimes I anticipate our conversation, so I kind of expected that you might then say they're nowhere near as bad as they were in the first film.
They aren't, and I was going to say they're probably Lugosi's real teeth.
Oh,
because I've seen
that's a good point. Those pictures of him in the hospital.
Oh, his teeth look just fucking awful.
Morphine, yeah, but then this is 42. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen pictures of his teeth, and it's not a pretty sight. So,
but was it always that way, or was it a drug thing? You know what I mean? Like, it just looked like that in the 50s. Because he was a leading man. He considered himself a leading man.
A handsome, supposedly.
Not to go off on a tangent, but we are talking about Bela Lugosi's teeth.
Jesus Christ.
You read 2 books about three books about Bela Lugosi recently.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff from those older films that are missing or stage stuff. He was a handsome guy.
I guess. I mean, personally, I don't find him handsome.
His teeth weren't messed up, I'm saying.
Not in the early, up through the 20s and 30s, no.
So this might be his teeth by 42?
Maybe. Unless Pierce did something to him, but...
You've seen those pictures where they show the beauty queen and her first meth arrest, and then her second, and her third, and her fourth.
Where it's...
You find out it's 4 years, and she's aged like 80 years.
The actress from that 70s show played his older sister.
Oh, I don't know the older sister. I didn't.
Yeah, she was.
I thought you were going to mention the star, one of the 2 stars. I'm like, one of them meth?
No, they're both fine, but
okay.
No, she was a mess. I can't remember her name, and I can't remember Lori, I think, was the character.
Actually, no, I can kind of picture her blonde, maybe.
She had sort of the Farrah Fawcett kind of hair.
Yeah, okay.
But
not anymore.
Like a couple of years after she was kicked off the show, she looked like she was like 90.
Now that you mention it, I just saw somebody else recently that.
Well, Dana Plato too was one.
Yes.
After she wrote Dana Plato's Republic, she really went to hell.
Oh man! Thanks for changing the subject, though.
Yep.
And now we can talk about what I really wanted to talk about: Plato's Republic.
I could tell it was that was my way of segueing into it. There was also Plato's Retreat, was a chain of health clubs that were notorious for being fronts for prostitution and drugs.
What?
In the 70s. There was one over by Brookdale when I was a kid.
Well, I thought you meant at the time of Plato.
Well, yeah.
You said up until the end of that sentence. If you listen to it, it sounds like you're talking about Plato's Retreat.
I said a chain of health clubs, so I doubt it would have been.
I pictured it still in my head. Like when you say chain, it just meant
it was the ancient Greek. So
they were, as much as we look at them as just being philosophers, they were in interest. They had great interest in
sex with
practical
little boys.
Practical advice for how to live your life.
Well, yeah.
I think there's some real wisdom to be gleaned from Plato.
Oh, absolutely.
And there you are trashing him. I'm just kidding. I don't know what's going on anymore.
I don't know either.
All right, so then,
come in, Igor, I may need your assistance.
You'll be replacing Kettering temporarily.
Yeah, if it works out, then
if everything works the way we think so,
permanent position for you.
This will be your last job.
Yeah.
But for now, you're all we've got.
Igor is pleased to see Bomer attaching the high-frequency leads to the terminal electrodes.
Yes. Terminal electrodes. I don't want anything terminal inserted in my body.
Yeah, I know.
Just for future reference.
Yeah, okay.
This is let this serve as my DNR, my whatever you call it.
Your health directive?
My health directive. There you go. Yeah. Instead of a necklace or a bracelet, do not insert anything that has the name terminal into my body.
My doctor just gave me one. I got to fill one of those out. I forgot.
Just so we're clear, I'm not opposed to inserting things in my body. Okay. Just nothing that has the name terminal on it.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, we're almost done. You have
agreed. You are going to help him, Doctor. You're giving him life.
Oh man, I don't have. That is in this minute. I don't have any notes for that. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, but not for the purpose that you think, Igor.
Yeah, that's effective. This is effective how this works out because on the face of it, Igor is like, oh yeah, baby.
Here we go.
Now you're talking. Like when we joke about it, but when he heard that sound, he was like, yeah, this cannot be bad. Unless I'm mistaken, and that's the sound of like a table saw, and we're cutting parts off. This is probably gonna. Everything's coming up, Igor. Yeah, and for him to say yes, but not for the purpose that you think, Igor.
I'm giving him strength so that an operation may be successful.
And I didn't write this down either, but I noticed it. Then they cut to Bomer. And they may have already cut to Bomer while he's saying that sentence, actually. And I almost called him Krog. What's Bomer's? Atwill.
Atwill.
It looks kind of funny, actually. Like he's bored. Like
he's framed in that, or is that not yet?
Not here. No, that's a different one. But maybe, I don't know. I didn't write that down either. But, he's just near the... He may have just gotten done attaching the high-frequency leads to the terminal electrodes. And and he looks bored. But there's a reason for that, which is then they cut back and he says, an operation? Yes, I'm giving him another brain.
The goofy game for dopey doctors?
There you go. See, you worked it in. It's perfect. And then they cut back to Bomer and Bomer's eyes light up.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason why they put the shot of him looking kind of bored was that it'll accentuate, it'll contrast, but it looks kind of funny.
I said Bomer does a take.
Okay, yeah, exactly. He definitely does a take. Yep.
Da-da-da, and that's about it.
And then he says, yes, I'm giving him another brain. And Igor says, 2 brains?
What?
No, I don't think he said that.
What?
that would be. I wonder if you could do that just with off-screen. Like me, because they didn't cut to Bomer. So they put in your voice saying, what? What is that from? Oh, that's might be South Park.
It's South Park or Family Guy.
Well, it might be that too.
Or both, probably.
So was this 38?
Yes.
Okay. Are you done? You don't have any cards left.
I'm good. Any more questions, wise ass?
Oh, that sound of dogs barking. Yep. No.
Can only mean one thing. Someone's trying to break into the house. And I'm just going to sit on my ass down in my alcove, ignoring it.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. We have to confront this problem eventually, but
for now,
the dogs have got it for now.
They've got it. They're fine.
That sound can only mean one thing. It's time for got any wise-ass comments, wise-asses. Now, how this works is if you sign up at patreon.com/FrankensteinMinute. Now, watch that not even be the right URL. Everybody's been looking for it.
That is why we haven't gotten any new Patreons in years.
At the $5 a month level, for the low price of $5 a month. But wait.
You know what it is somebody's probably walking a dog.
That'll do it.
And they're just going ballistic. Anyway, and odds are the mic's not picking any of it up, so nobody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's that too.
Anyway, go ahead. We got to start over.
At the $5 a month level, you get to send in your comments and we'll read them.
Yeah,
I'll send you the minutes. You send me the comments. Then we read them.
That's how it works.
I give you give me the idol. I give you the whip. Let's go.
Here's a question. Has everybody that signed up at the wise ass level asked a question or made a comment?
No.
Okay.
No.
So free money for us.
Yes.
Perfect.
Although we have a couple of we have some surprises coming up, so maybe we're getting closer. All right. Will Hohenstein. And listen, we appreciate anything. You're not in trouble.
We're so desperate for
for content. If you've listened to the podcast, you know we're flailing.
Yeah,
we've reached the flailing stage about 3 years ago.
Treading water for the last film and a half. So.
Will Hohenstein says...
There was a brand of beer, Hohenstein, and I don't know if there was a connection between my family and the beer, but that's what everybody drank, so I'm guessing it was.
Oh, I remember I seem to remember the can. Will Hohenstein writes, Apparently, Igor sleeps with his horn. I can't imagine it's very cuddly. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the kind of thing you'd want to find in bed with you.
It's like 2-3 feet long, and it's...
Yeah, it's a big pain in the ass. Yeah. It would be. You know what that, my favorite, where that comes from for me was, I went to electronics school, and the school I went to had an elevator, and you'd get in the elevator and go home, and you always had to remember to turn off your soldering iron 10-15 minutes before you had to go, because otherwise you get a hot, it's what are you going to do? So me and my friend were in the elevator, and a guy came running, hold the elevator, and he had not remembered to do that. So he's holding his soldering iron with the little cover over it, but it's hot, obviously still hot. And he goes, pain in the ass. And my friend goes, yeah, it would be. I thought it was clever. Anyways, I can't imagine it's very cuddly.
Yeah.
Mike Herman responds, now that you've drawn attention to it, he has a nicer horn than the one he was playing in Sun.
Yeah, it does look. It is.
It's definitely. I think. Was it this big? This seems big.
This seems really long and big. Yeah, the one in Bride was a little more curved. Sun.
Yeah.
And it looked more rustic and.
Yes, that's true. That's true. It looked like maybe he made it.
Yeah. And it looks like what...
And this more looks like a tusk. This could be a mammoth tusk.
Like a big mastodon.
Mastodon tusk.
The one in Sun looks like what...
For some reason, that sounds more moral if I call it a mammoth tusk, because they're not killing the elephant.
They're killing the elephant, yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. The one they had then Marty Feldman play in Young Frankenstein.
He plays like a French horn at one point.
Yeah, but he also has a horn that looks like Igor's from Sun.
Oh yeah, I guess he does. You think okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, it just has 2 notes on the big French horn.
All right, where are we at for time?
We're okay. I mean, want to save some, or I don't want to have like 30 minutes of questions at the end of the.
I know that's why I'm trying to get it just
episodes.
Right. Okay, I'll just read this one, and this is from January 4th. I don't know what's in response to. Okay. Doesn't matter.
Seems like 100 years ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, now it is because it's February 8th or whatever.
There we go.
10th. No, 8th. 9th. Depends on when you listen to it. Chuck from Winnipeg.
Okay.
Responds.
To Mike?
No, I don't know what.
Just to something? Okay. Yeah.
Happy New Year. Mm-hmm. I think we need a Patreon level that provides a fuck-free version. Yeah, that's work, Chuck.
Yeah.
If you want to...
You want $10 a month?
You want to volunteer to...
You can go back and... Yeah, I'll send you the files if you want to go and edit them out.
Yeah, I mean, just doing 2 versions of something is work.
It's hard enough to get these done on time as it is.
Yeah.
Like I was talking when we first started this morning that I had to cancel something this past week just to get Friday's or Thursday's episode done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand the sentiment.
Yep.
Absolutely. I just don't have the time.
The good news is I truly believe that the AI will figure out a way to do this. That in the next 10 years, they'll have a way of
by the time we're
smoothly bleeping out curse words.
Yeah.
But we certainly aren't there yet, because you know what that would be. It would just be it would be bizarre.
Any word that starts with the F sound, it will be cut out.
Do you have any devices in your home that respond to your voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they respond when you don't want them to?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
do you always think, what is it I'm saying that's getting your attention?
I know exactly what we're saying because we have them all set up to respond to the word Ziggy, just because I thought it was funny.
And it's also, I should point out, or I would like to point out, not something you probably say all the time.
But we do say Maggie quite frequently because it's the name of my dog.
That'll do it, yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't know how, Yeah.
One unfortunate thing that it has only now occurred to me, I've done to myself, is the same device that we use to listen to music in the kitchen, which is a place that I like to listen to music, responds to comments like that. So we'll sit and we'll have dinner in the kitchen or in the dining room next to it, and suddenly the music stops and the little I'm sorry, I don't know what you're asking me. Well, I don't either. Shut up. Put the music back on. Then I don't understand that.
Well,
I don't know what you're saying.
It is also, we have...
It's a conversation after that.
We have one out there and we have one up in the den, because we have one in like basically every room of the house. Okay. Little device. And it will occasionally respond to something on TV that is said.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite.
That sounds like Ziggy.
My phone will do it when I'm listening to a podcast. Did it do something?
No, I was just waiting for it.
I'll be listening to a podcast in the car and the thing will go off. So I actually disabled it on my phone because it's like, that's the stupidest thing. You're making that sound.
I did disable it.
How could a device make a sound and then get confused about where that sound came from? I have no idea what
you're talking about. Yeah.
Can you please mute it when you're to yourself?
I did turn it off on my phone because of the Ziggy Maggie thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I notice on mine, if I just hold this button, now I can ask a question.
Yeah, I did too.
So I don't have to have the Maggie or whatever it is.
I do too.
All right, so that's that one, and that should be good. Are we good?
I don't know. I'm good if you're good.
I am good. Was that 38?
Yeah, it was.
All right, next week, join us for minute 39.
Confused? You won't be after the next episode of Frankenstein
Minute.
Wah, wah, wah.